Right, continue to blame woke policies for our military's dismal recruitment numbers. But here's the question. Are the insults of the military the bigger problem and not the policies themselves? The loudest critic of the so-called woke agenda has been Senator Tommy Tuberville, who's been blocking hundreds of Pentagon promotions in protest over the policy granting time off and paid travel to employees seeking abortion services, making the case again this week.
Let me tell you something. Our military is not an equal opportunity employer. We're looking for the best of best to do whatever. We're not looking for different groups, social justice groups.
It's even a major platform for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' campaign.
We will rip the woke out of our military. We will get it focused back on the mission. We need to end social experimentation and woke ideology in the military.
But a series of surveys done by the Army in 2022 found that the supposedly woke agenda was not a top reason young people passed on military enlistment, not even close. The top reasons were fear of death, worries about post-traumatic stress disorder, leaving friends and family, in that order. And that's the same across all the services. The Army says only 5% of the respondents in the surveys listed wokeness as an issue. In fact, more people listed distrust in military leadership at 10%. That distrust possibly also coming from the messaging of those who've criticized the military for political gain. Let's bring back the panel. Carrie Sheffield, conservative commentator, senior political analyst at the Independent Women's Forum, Connell McShane, host of NewsNation Now, and John Fugelsang, host on Sirius XM's Progress Channel. John, what do you make of this?
The same people who were telling us 20 years ago that letting gay and lesbian troops serve openly would compromise military readiness are now deliberately compromising military readiness because guys like Tommy Tuberville, who doesn't even really live in Alabama, thinks that women in the armed forces don't have a right to decide what happens with their own bodies. That's what's happening right now. You're exactly right. If anyone's not enlisting, one of the reasons is unemployment is at a 50-year low. The military is not the lifeline it was before. And we've just witnessed what happens when you send people to an irresponsible war that slaughters 4,486 troops and sends more home maimed.
I worry that families, right, are conservative families. A lot of people who go into the military are conservatives, right? Conservative families are encouraging or expressing concerns to their younger relatives about joining the military because of the sort of wokeness. And yet that could be having an impact is the psychological side of this, of people saying it's not admirable, right? One of the reasons that I think it's so important for us to always talk about how admirable it is to serve is because if we don't have that level of respect, we will not be able to get people to serve.
There's also kind of a pragmatic effect of what someone like Tommy Tuberville is doing. He was on our show also this weekend. He told me when I asked him that he would keep this block on the promotions in effect forever, if necessary. The very next day, we had, to your point, a very conservative member of Congress, former Navy SEAL, Congressman Dan Crenshaw, on the show. And he was just basically saying, listen, these families, military families, they're waiting for their promotions. They want to put their kids in school. Maybe their spouse needs to get a job. So they are on hold as well. So then they look at it and say, well, how well am I really being treated if I'm a member of the military? And that may have, disincentivize people from joining up as well.
Okay, there's this thing called the Hyde Amendment, and it ensures that public money shall not be used to pay for abortions or abortion-related care.
Yes, it's not
and
paying
that
for
is
abortions.
Illegal. No, but you're paying for the funding of the travel,
transportation,
the hotels, the transportation, the time off. That is illegal. You can't use public money for
not
abortion.
for a plane ticket.
Therein lies the disagreement. And so the literally bigger issue, though, as far as that I've seen on recruitment issues, is that literally people are too big. We have a massive obesity problem.
True.
The Pentagon came out with a report last year that says 77% of young people would not qualify. I mean, that's shocking due to obesity, mental illness, and drug use. So that is actually the deeper cultural problem that goes beyond anything about this woke stuff.
Fair enough. Carrie, thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.